Telling our stories is the connective tissue of the collective human experience. The Just Keep Talking podcast delves into the lives and stories of artists. What is the impact of mental health on creativity? What does it mean to be a creative individual? Someone who feels deeply, experiences joy and pain intensely, and navigates the challenges of life through the creative process. With each story shared, we explore the authentic experience of our basic need to be seen, to be heard, and to belong. We're really not so different from one another, nor are we alone. Together, we can inspire, encourage, and enlighten each other to find the true joy and fulfillment that is within ourselves. When we just keep talking, we create the space for gratitude, self-acceptance, and grace in everyday life. In a world filled with divisiveness, fostering inclusivity and connection is a powerful way to make a positive impact. The Just Keep Talking podcast with me, Brother Love, because your story matters.
Jumped in the water just to hide from the sky. Took a swim with a sensitive guy. At first I didn't even think it was real till he looked me in the face and said, "Here's how I feel."
Hello and welcome to the Just Keep Talking podcast. My name is Brother Love. Thank you so much for tuning in. This episode is brought to you by Mr. Aaron's Goods, the best bagel in Nashville, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a kid from New York City who used to bake bagels, and I know a couple of things about bagels, not much else. So go to Mr. Aaron's Goods, tell him Brother Love sent you, and that maybe you'll get a little coffee or an extra schmear with love. My guest today, Ava Swan. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Ava Swan, Montana-raised, Nashville-based, indie pop, alt-Americana artist whose warm, intimate songs pair candid lyricism with infectious melodies. Known for your connective performance style, Ava Swan draws audiences close with your tender vocals, light-hearted storytelling, and memorable line dance finales. I love being able to read, don't you? It's so wonderful to be here in your home.
Thanks so much. I'm really glad you're here, and I'm honored to be on.
Oh, thank you so much. This is so cool. So we met a few months ago at Third Lindsley. I was hosting Nashville Sunday Night for Lightning 100, and I had such a great time doing my homework, learning about all that was going on that night, and that did not prepare me for all of the tears of joy that were streaming down my face. You are a community builder. You are a musical genius that way. You bring us in, you captivate us, and you bring joy. And I was blown away.
Wow.
It was Ava Swan's Choir of Angels.
Aww.
Can you just tell us a little bit about that night? Because I'm done yapping.
Oh, well, thank you. So the year prior, I had competed in City Mayhem.
That's right, for Lightning 100.
For Lightning 100. We love
in
Lightning 100. Came in second.
Right?
Yeah.
Kenny Sharp won that year? Or no?
B. Kelly.
B. Kelly, right on.
B. Kelly, big winner. But through that experience, it was such a cool, even though I didn't win, it opened a lot of doors, which was really cool. And I think that's like one of the great parts about that contest, including that Third Lindsley reached out to me afterwards and was like, "Hey, we saw your performance, loved it. We'd love to book you for a show."
Yeah.
And I was very excited to hear from them because they're a big venue, very established.
Yeah.
And also a little bit like, whoa, am I going to be able to like fill Third and Lindsley by myself? You know, it's a tall order. I was trying to think about what could I do for a Third and Lindsley show that would meet the room, that would like make sense in a space like that. At that point, I had been an independent artist in Nashville for like 2.5, maybe 3 years. And something I love about this place is it's not super cutthroat. Like, I don't feel like there's a big it's you or me vibe in Nashville. Like, I actually feel like people are highly collaborative. I feel like people are highly supportive. And there's kind of a sense of like your success is my success and vice versa. And actually like being hyper competitive is kind of frowned upon here in my experience. I don't know if that's everyone's experience, but that's definitely my experience. So I had this feeling of like, you know, how cool would it be if I could put together a show where my band was the house band and then I invited 15 of my favorite songwriters in Nashville to come join me on stage. And it would be, okay, so then it's like, whatever, it's my show at Third and Lindsley or whatever, but I'm sort of using the power of our sort of collective community, of our collective creativity to like create something that's really interesting and really different.
Yeah.
And might sort of, again, like rise to the Third and Lindsley space.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt like a little crazy, but I was like, we'll see, and I just reached out to people and everybody was interested.
Yeah. Give us the rundown. I have it written down, but tell us about a few of the cats that you had on.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I invited friends like Liv Green, Emily Hines, Kaylin Hayes. We had Tommy Masad, Nick Fair, Jenna Matthew,
Noah Luna,
Noah
right?
Luna.
Who you did Cassie with, right?
Yeah,
you did one of your songs off your record.
Yeah, and he's my bandmate since day one here. Yeah.
What an amazing night. A lot of times we do this in Nashville a lot. My band, Them Vibes, we've done a lot of these nights where we have guest singers and all that. And it's such a joy to be able to just be a band that's like, we got you.
It's
Come
so
on.
fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Come on in. Because the opposite is true too. A lot of people get freaked out. They're like, well, we need the big names to draw because the club has to get filled up. And then you see people just like begging a bigger artist, somebody, and it gets a little bit like you're gurming. Do you know what that term is?
Yeah. Gurming?
Gurming. It's a Nashville term. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like
Say
sucking
more.
somebody's, you know what I mean?
Gurming.
Gherm. It's actually, I looked it up. It's a Nashville word.
Wow.
Yeah, it means to, like Brown knows somebody. It means to just kind of suck up to them.
Dang.
So that's a thing. So a lot of that goes on.
Yeah.
This was like, you were like, hey, friends, we have a space and we're going to do what we do and we're going to do it together. And it was a community. It was like living on a commune. Right?
Exactly.
Kaylin Hayes,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys you were so giving. It was just amazing. And I felt like, what is this world? I want to live in the world that you create, Ava Swan.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I mean, you're from where? Montana?
Montana,
right?
yeah.
So, I mean, you're from big sky country. You're not from big city.
Yeah.
Is community something that has always been a big part? I mean, it's a silly question, I think, but I do think that once we leave where we're from, it becomes about like I, me, mine.
Right.
Especially when you're trying to, move forward as an artist, in a town like Nashville, where we might forget community. We might forget to vote in our elections that are going on right now. Today. Because we're like, well, I'm not from here. And then you go, wait a minute, I am from here.
I am from here.
So this sense of community is something that really drew me to you. And I just I'm going to cry now, but I was so thrilled in that everybody was together. So what is it about community for you?
Thank you. I think that over time, as I sort of like struggle with the political reality that we live in and feel varying degrees of hopefulness and hopelessness, and I've even like worked in politics. I've done campaigns before, like a lot of activism and organizing and blah, 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 blah. I think there is a really important place for all of that in our world, 1,000%. And I have to remember when I feel powerless and hopeless on a day-to-day basis, that the most power I have is directly in front of me. It's with the people that I can actually interact with, you know? And that's empowering. It feels good to know, like, okay, I can do something to connect with the people around me. I can help to, empower and love and care for and nurture the people that are in my direct world. Yeah. So I think community feels important to me, almost as like a political outlook. And I think like, especially in the music industry and as a solo artist, it's really easy to just constantly be like me, constantly self-promoting. And that can become such an echo chamber of like, I am the primary driver of this, and the success of this is like, sometimes I rely way too heavily on the success of my project to give me my sense of like security or self-esteem or whatever. And when I spread it out, when I like collaborate with others, when I support other people's projects, when I stop existing in the like me echo chamber and I start loving on other people, it all feels lighter.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
It's amazing because that really is, you just cured what ails me every day. You know, I was in therapy yesterday just being like, I'm aimless. You know, where do I fit in? You know, I'm a middle-aged man asking the same questions that I've been asking for, since I was a boy.
Yeah.
And then I met up with some folks and they were like, wow, are you always like this? And I thought, like, what, depressed and sad? And they were like, no, you're such a good mood. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because we're together.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
yeah, because we're together and we're doing something together. We're working on things. We're talking. We're just being with each other. Because, I came up we were talking off mic. I came up in the country world in Nashville. I moved to Nashville in a country rock band. And the folks that we were around were like a very different universe than what I came from. For me, I love being in a band.
Yeah.
There's no me, there's no I. And I moved here as a solo artist. That's kind of what I was doing back in New York. I was Brother Love, the solo artist. Mm-hmm. But still, it was never like me and my band. I would never say that, my band. That drives me nuts. The band, our band, It's a communal thing. And so coming to Nashville for you, what was it like? What did it feel like? Because I don't really know what it's like for the newer folks. But like, because the country music scene is what it is. Obviously, it's amazing for those in that world. But for those not in that world, what did it feel like for you to come to Nashville, Music City, but country music city?
Right, totally. So I'm like country adjacent. Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily say that my experience was like, oh, I immediately hit the like songwriter scene or hit the like country scene as it is sort of on the face.
Yeah.
I would say I'm definitely in the like indie scene. But I think what was cool actually was I came in somewhat like starved to get going because like I said, I'm from a small place. I'm from Montana.
Yeah.
I went to college in British Columbia. Like I've been living out west in these mountain towns for most of my life.
Yeah.
Singing at coffee shops and always being like, I want to like be in the heart of it all. I want to be in a place where like I can take this seriously. Mm-hmm. And then I planned to move to a place and start my music career in 2020. Things changed. So by the time I actually moved here, it was 2023, very beginning of 2023. I was like ready to go, That's cool. And I hit the ground running. But it's interesting because like I said at the beginning, like I immediately was like, well, Nashville is not that competitive or it's, it's not that cutthroat, whatever. But I definitely came in being like, I want to make a splash. I want to like meet people. I want to get going. So I feel like I actually came into the scene kind of with my like networking hat on.
Yeah.
And immediately was like, hey, you're this person. Let's get coffee. You're this person. Let's get, And I think people were like, whoa, like chill, back off, And I think after a while, I realized relationship building is really important here before the music. Like I'd have people, I'd be like, hey, you want to play in my band or whatever? And they'd be like, let's get coffee. And I was like, oh, like you're doing a vibe check. Like this isn't just about like getting down to business and making music and booking shows. This is about like, this is our lifestyle. We want to do this with people we love. We want to like be a part of projects that mean something to us. And it's not just all business. So it's kind of interesting actually, but it was good for me to understand because I also think because Nashville is very, or at least my window of Nashville is very kind of like friends want to work with friends. People want to know you. People want to be connected. I think that's also what serves this sense of like, it's very supportive. People want to like show up for each other. People want to see each other succeed, or the idea of like all thriving is mutual. Yeah. I think that is really cool. But I had to learn that kind of by coming in with this opposite approach of like coming in like, I was all business. And then I was like, oh, I guess we're friends first. But that's cool to me. So I'm glad that's how it is.
That is awesome because when we all first came to Nashville, it was like, we should write. Yeah. Because we were also told by the label, my band was on Warner Music, right? We were wondering, why isn't our career like, moving faster? And we were impatient New Yorkers that got dropped from the label, rightfully so, because we were impatient assholes. We just were. And, I wasn't the band leaders. Alex and I, who formed Them Vibes after that, we were, members of the band. I was the drummer and he was the guitar player, right? We weren't even on the actual deal for the record label. I get why we got dropped because it was all just too much. Yeah. But at the same time, it was like, everybody was like, we should write. There was no let's get coffee. And so it was a lot, you know? I remember meeting somebody, he was like, hey man, we should write. I was in a band that was on a label. And I remember like, who's this guy jumping down my throat? We should write. For me, I was like, let's get coffee. Little did I know, he literally just had a #1 with Barefoot Blue Jean Night.
Oh my
like
God.
a huge song.
Yeah.
He's like, we should write. I'm like, who's this clown? You know?
Let's get coffee.
Yeah. Let's get coffee. Right. Needless to say, nothing came of it because I didn't get the game, you know? And then what happens is you get nervous about it, and then it's all transactional.
Totally.
And what I love about what's going on in Nashville now, and you have a lot to do with this, and a lot of folks that I'm meeting, are that it's not all transactional. The scene that we have here, especially on the east side here, you live on the east side, I live on the east side, is so warm and loving. And the folks that you put together and the records that you make really convey a sense of love for self, a sense of integrity. And it really just feels right. You know what I mean? It's not rushed and it's not like crammed down my throat. It's intimate and it's wonderful. And so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Let's get to it. I mean, you have an amazing record, right?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's so cool. So Sun Safari.
Yes. It
right?
came out approximately 1 year ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Because I know you've had a bunch of singles out and stuff. And this record, just like your live performance, you're so incredibly adept at the fine line, the walking of intimacy and rip your head off.
Whoa, cool. Thanks.
Which is really cool. You really just draw us in, you know? And I think it's incredible. I mean, were you always somebody in your creative nature of self, somebody who was pushing forward, or somebody who sort of relaxed back and watched and listened?
Oh, interesting. So I grew up in musical theater.
Really?
So I would say very
Jazz
much.
hands?
I would say very much pushing forward.
All right.
You know, is like
Me too, by the way.
Yeah, I would say that's where I came from.
Yeah.
I'm very much a like musical theater kid.
Yeah.
In training, and it's taken a large degree of like experience and learning to like learn when it's time to take the back seat and
Yes.
not just like rip your head off.
Right. Find your spaces.
Yeah.
Find your spots.
Yeah.
That's what I think is so incredible, because listening is the greatest gift. And to be able to sit back and to know your spots, know your place, and to not fill every spot just because you can is pretty amazing. So what was the favorite feeling of this record for you?
Musically or in the process of it?
Both. So we were talking about your producer, Christian Diaz, who is Brazilian. And this was like, what, the second record you made with him, or right?
Yep.
So, okay, from a production standpoint of view,
Yeah.
a partnership, right? You're definitely a partnership person.
Yeah.
As am I. I can't do it alone. I don't want to do it alone.
Yeah.
It's just not fun for me.
No.
So what was the process like for you? What did it feel like to write songs like I Hurt Myself, Sun Safari, Sensitive Guy? I mean, I want to get to a couple of these things.
Yeah.
This is heavy stuff, you know? What was it like to share this with a producer?
Yeah, well, fortunately, Chris and I had made an EP together already. So there was trust. And he's one of those people, I think he's a jack of all, master of all. Like, he's just,
You son of a...
he's good at, I know,
Where do you
I know,
get it? Where do you
I
get
know.
the
How do
time?
you do it? I know. Yeah, he's like, I mean, just a wicked good producer. He's a ripping good guitar player.
Yeah.
But then he'll sit down with me and like analyze the poetry of my songwriting.
Right.
And I'm like, no, you know, I feel like there's a lot of people who are like really great at their instruments, but like don't think about lyrics, you know?
Yes.
But he, like, every level there's thought. And I've worked with a bunch of different producers over time, and you start to realize as an artist that like when you find a producer that understands your music and your vision and that you connect with and you feel safe with, hold on.
Yeah.
Because it's not always like that, and it's a very vulnerable thing to like take your precious little songs that you wrote in your bedroom and like have someone help you make it into like a recorded product. If it doesn't align, it's a terrible feeling actually to be like, no, I wrote this song and the recording does not reflect what I hear or what I want it to feel like. So yeah, I'd say the favorite feeling in making it with Chris or in that process, I'll highlight a couple moments.
Yeah.
First of all, speaking of community, I funded the project with a Kickstarter, which was really cool because basically I was able to raise $15,000 just from, you know, childhood friends, reaching out to college community. People sent it to their parents and their parents' friends and da-da-da. And
Did you hear Ava's making a record? Send us some money.
Exactly. So the whole thing was like funded by everyone who's ever wanted to root me on. And that's like such a cool feeling.
That's awesome.
It was such a blessing. When the Kickstarter got fully funded, I was like, oh my God, we can do this.
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge feeling.
Yeah.
Another one, you know, picking Chris up at the airport. Like he flew here from Brazil.
Wow.
It's not just like, oh, we live in the same city, so we can just like schedule a session on a Tuesday. Like Chris had to take time out of his life to come to Nashville to make it. We recorded at this really cool studio called Club Roar.
Oh, wow.
Which is like a private studio in Wedgwood, Houston-ish area. Really, really beautiful. Like they have like a real Andy Warhol on the wall.
Wow.
Very cool.
Look at that.
I know. And so being in that studio, and my actual favorite memory, I don't know if you've clocked Looking Into the Sun as one of these songs that you might break down.
Of course. Well,
But that song, when we were arranging it with the band, we only had to play it about 4 times until it was perfect. I feel like you know when you have something right with music when everything feels intuitive. And that was like one of the songs where it's like, we're not having to like tease out every part of this or like really arrange and rearrange. It was like we all sat down with the song and we like played it through, and I was like, no notes, you know? And we tried to keep that, like we didn't over rehearse it. And so when we went to record it, it was like, we're going to do this same thing again.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a big favorite moment. Just because it's so special. Like I said, it's very vulnerable to take your precious little songs and make them into records. When that happens and it feels like absolutely correct, it feels like the greatest victory.
Yeah.
It's such a good feeling.
It's especially sharing it with people.
Yeah.
With your producer, with bandmates and all. So what was the opposite of that? What was the song that was like, wow, I don't know. We're kind of pulling teeth here. Is it? Is it not? And then it gets on the record and you're like, oh,
Yeah. I would say the most pulling teeth song was Bad TV.
Bad TV.
We were like rearranging while we were recording it.
Yeah.
You know, like it was so last minute. And I'm very happy in the end. We had to do, I mean, we definitely did like a lot of stuff in the box in the end to kind of like fix it. But
it's okay.
I do like how the song turned out. I'm totally at peace with it, but it was the opposite of intuitive.
Right. I want to talk about some of the more intimate songs. I mean, I want to
do it.
talk about I Really Hurt Myself.
Yeah.
You really speak to me. All right. And I really appreciate it. And I'll read, when I stay in bed all day, when I drink so much I sway, when I push away the ones who try to help, I really hurt myself. I really hurt myself. What caused you to make that song? Because I feel you. I stay in bed way too much sometimes. I suffer from depression. I've been in therapy. I'm an ex-champion alcoholic.
Yeah.
And so when I read the title, I thought, wow, this is heavy stuff. And thank you for being just so honest. I point my finger like a gun, but it fires back my thumb. So the joke's on me now.
Yeah.
And if I sewed you up a voodoo doll, I know I'd nick the needle and hurt myself. Like I would hurt myself trying to hurt you.
Yeah. So this song comes from that first line. I point my finger like a gun, but it fires back my thumb. My mom has this like saying, this adage that's like when you point a finger at someone else, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you. And it's very much this like every time we try to like push blame and anger and resentment and, you know, push it all into somebody else. It's indicative that there's something going on with us, but we're making it about someone else.
Yeah.
What I love about this song is that it's like the word really is kind of a double entendre a little bit. It's both, I really hurt myself. Like I hurt myself so badly.
Yeah.
But it's also, I actually hurt myself. I really hurt myself. Like, so it's like when I stay in bed all day, when I drink so much I sway, when I push away all these people that are trying to help me, I'm really hurting myself. I'm actually like when I'm trying to hurt, exactly. When I try to hurt you, I'm hurting me.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a song that stews on like these self-destructive things, whether they're like acutely self-destructive, like drinking too much. The second verse is about like breaking up with someone. When I told you hit the road to start up my life alone, I thought I'd hurt you, but I really hurt myself.
Yep. Yeah.
It's so easy to play the victim.
Yeah.
I'm so down and blue and there's so many hard things happening and it's all other people's fault and it's all things, situations. And I think as a song kind of being like, no. You're in charge of your own life, girl. And when you do all these things, you are you are betraying yourself. You're abandoning yourself.
What I love about this song and the rest of the record is there's no shaming and there's no blaming. Which is amazing. You know, like you didn't even have like one sassy ass song. We're like, aha, you know, just like lighten it up a little bit. Not that this is a heavy duty record, but it's just real. That's all. I appreciate poetry and I appreciate reality, you know, and I think there's a difference in songwriting. And what I mean by that is you literally are saying, I really hurt myself. It's poetic, but it's also real. So the fact that you're able to do both and walk that line is incredible. That's the art form.
Thank you.
You know, you're welcome. It's a power you have, which I think is amazing. Do you see yourself as having a power?
Yeah, a little bit. I think about creativity in terms of like being a conduit or being a channel. Like I feel like, and I get this from, I'm a kind of a student of the artist's way, Julia Cameron's thing.
Oh yeah, I do my morning pages every day.
Let's go, me too.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. She talks about how like creative ideas exist in the universe. Like the universe is a creative entity.
Yeah.
And creative ideas become ready to arrive.
Yeah.
And your job as an artist is to open yourself to creative ideas and let them flow through you.
Right.
And so, like, I think when I say, like, oh, I have a power, I think I've just honed that skill over time. And that's what I mean when I'm saying, like, oh, it's like with Looking Into the Sun, where I wrote this song and then the band came and we all arranged it together. It was like we were in the flow. The creative flow was there. Like, the arrangement already existed. We just were open enough to play it. We got to be the lucky people to play that arrangement, you know, or like, oh, I got to be the lucky person to like write this idea. That's the power, I think, is like honing, being a conduit.
Right. To understand that you need to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
To create the space to create.
Yeah.
And for others to feel safe to create as well.
Yeah.
Which is great. You have to be a very sensitive person to do that. You also have to write a song called Sensitive Guy. Like that. I love this because I am a sensitive guy.
Yes.
And my whole life I've just been kind of like, oh, you know, like get turned down, you know, at the dance, or I would tell a girl too much too soon, you know, which is never really a good thing. I just love the song Sensitive Guy. Where did it come from?
Yeah.
Do you really like a sensitive guy?
I've always liked sensitive guys. Yeah. And I've always befriended them as well.
Yeah.
Like,
well, of course you have friended us. That's the whole point, Ava Swan. Thanks for being friends. Now we're friends, Ava Swan.
Heck
and now
yeah.
I'm crying because Ava only wants to be friends because I'm a sensitive guy.
But I just like, you know, I'm like sweethearts only vibe in my life. And I think like the only viable romantic partner or friend, but like romantic partner is someone who's able to like express and sincerely speak on their feelings.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, there's this like, whatever, it's being a sensitive guy is a trope, but we're sensitive beings as humans.
Right.
I just think men are trained to mask it.
Yes. And I think men, not enough of us men, talk about these things.
Yeah.
And it's problematic. Look at our freaking world.
I know.
You know, and it's absolutely problematic. But what I'm seeing more and more is that people are in therapy more and people are speaking out more. And if I'm walking this earth, there's going to be a man out there that I'm going to talk to and we're going to get to the bottom of things. You know, we speak heart to heart. You know, I don't mind sharing my soul. And I think it's important for us to be sensitive, to be vulnerable, right? Vulnerability has become such a dirty word, right? For so many. That's the strength.
Yeah.
That's where everything lies in being vulnerable. And your record is completely vulnerable and completely, you know, fun as well. Future Tripping. That's the song that when I heard it, I'm like, I've heard this before a lot of times and I love this song.
Yeah,
and you did it live.
yeah.
It has such a great groove and it just feels so good. But it's all about be here now, right?
Yeah.
The message.
Yeah.
Ram Dass, be here now.
Right, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So what about future tripping? Like, because let me just read. I'm eating lunch and planning dinner, buying clothes for when I'm thinner, tripping in the future, waiting for the day to come, not even done, and on to the next one. It's just great.
Thanks.
That's how I live every day, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
You know, be here now.
I know. This is another, oh God, my mom's such a big influence in my life. She has another Jackie adage.
Come on, Jackie adage.
She's always saying, because I future trip. She's the one that also taught me that term of future tripping, just sort of like absolutely hyperfixating and catastrophizing and whatever. She always says, Ava, you have one foot in the past. you have one foot in the future and you're pissing all over the present.
Wow. And the present is a gift. So that's perfect.
And so I'm like, oh my God, okay, you're right. Like, I'm just ruining the moment by being completely fixated on what hasn't even happened yet. So this is just kind of a song about, my tendency to do that. And I think it's especially normal nowadays. We live in a climate change era. We live in an era of increasing, scary rising fascism in this country and throughout the world. Like, it's really easy to feel like things are really bleak and to be scared about where the world's headed, or, easy to fixate on things in my life. Like, I understand why I and many others tend to catastrophize the future, and it robs us of everything that we have right now and all the power we have right now. The song doesn't necessarily propose a solution, but it's just kind of about that feeling of being like awash in the anxiety of what's next. And but at the same time, I guess, like, naming it. I guess I appreciate what you're saying about this album. Like, it's not necessarily, oh my God, my mom is calling me as we speak.
Oh, that's
Love
great.
You, Mom.
Love you, Mom. We're just talking about you. Are your ears burning?
That's so sweet. I don't necessarily have a solution in this song for this feeling. That's the great thing about songwriting. It's just like, okay, I'm naming this.
Right. It's a process. So what is the feeling now of what success looks like for you? You've been in Nashville a couple of years. You came in gangbusters. You've learned to just sort of relax and release and be a part of a community, and you are, and it's wonderful. So what is your feeling about what is success for you?
God, that's my daily question. It's funny. Like, with this album, I'm very proud of it. I'm so glad I did it. And I feel like I played by the rules with it, like recorded it in this specific way, released it on the sort of like do your singles timeline, and tried to market it in certain ways, and even like made certain production choices that would try to help it get on the Spotify playlists and whatever.
Like what? What's one thing on the production?
For example, with Future Tripping,
this
song has this sort of like psychedelic breakdown at the end that when we play it live, we play it for a long time because it's fun. But I didn't want this song to be counted out of the playlisting universe. Right. So I cut that part down to be like, 3 minutes, 35 seconds or whatever, so that it wouldn't be like too long of a song to not be considered for playlisting. Wow. Which, looking back, I'm like, well, first of all, it didn't get playlisted, so that wasn't even worth it. But like, I was just like, wow, I was really bowing to these gods, these like titans of industry, and being like, okay, I want to sort of like metrically be successful in music. Right. So I'm going to sort of like tailor what I do to try to like pitch it to be successful. And I don't know, in hindsight, I wish we'd have just made a 4-minute song and like let the psychedelic part rock out. Yeah. Stuff like that. When I finished Sun Safari and released it, I've been really focusing on like, okay, I've been playing the game, and I guess it has worked in some ways. I've grown as an artist. I've grown my numbers. I'm like, the needle has moved, but it didn't necessarily feel amazing, like all the time. Right. There were certain parts of it that were like very fun and very cool, but it was also just like a lot of admin. I spent a lot of time just like writing pitches to different things and preparing social media posts and blah, blah, blah. I'm
getting anxious just talking to you about it.
I know. Honestly, this is a lot of where the Choir of Angels came from as well. Yeah. Because I was like, wow, again, I just did this like me, ultimate, my thing, my album, my vision. And all year I felt kind of like isolated in it because I was just like from my bedroom, like trying to promote this thing. Yeah. And I was like, all right, reset, build community, get back in these rooms with people, like. And also, I really, really appreciate that what you said about your feeling with that show was like, I want to live in the world that you built. I think that is what feels most important to me right now as an artist. That's what we're not having right now with this like Instagram, TikTok era of music. Giving people a feeling when you're like in a live room with them is a really special thing to be able to do. And that's what I want to center on doing. Yeah, that's perfect. Well, I'll tell you something. This Future Trippin' song. So I've listened to your stuff the last couple of days to prepare for this interview. Your stuff is
in my Spotify playlist. I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When I first met you at this particular show at Third Lindsley a few months ago, I did the same thing. I was listening, and when I listened to Future Trippin', the end does this psychedelic jam, and then it's over. And I thought, how cool. How cool, because this band has got more up its sleeve. This artist has this feel, this jam thing that I love. Because it was something that was just a different vibe of a song than the song before it, And I'm listening like, this is so cool. And the fact that it had something for me to look forward to, because I'm like, I know that there's more to the story here.
Okay.
You gave us enough to want more.
Cool. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I just, the whole song is just so cool.
Thanks.
It really is such a cool song. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I also love your aesthetic. You're the lady in red.
Yeah.
Why red?
Well, I never feel like, or have never felt like aesthetics or like visuals are my strongest suit. I can't really draw. I'm not a great designer or anything like that. But in this TikTok visual, era, having an image as an artist is important. Yeah. And I know that, people are drawn to image, and I'm drawn to image as a consumer of music. So I wanted to like have a brand. I wanted to have an image, but I was really struggling to like come up with something.
Yeah.
One of my heroes is Faye Webster. Do you know Faye Webster? She's kind of alt country from Atlanta.
Okay, no, I'm not
indie,
familiar.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And she is blue.
She's blue.
She's blue. Everything she does
on the inside
is
too.
Blue. Well, probably. If you listen to her music, yes.
You never know.
But all of her stuff is blue.
That's so cool.
And it's just like really helpful as an enjoyer of her music, because like her stages, her photos, her albums, like it all lives in this blue world. And I was like, oh, a color is a smart idea.
Yeah.
And red has always been like a power color for me. Like a lot of people don't like red, but I love red.
Yeah.
I've always loved red. And I find that like I feel good in red. I feel confident in red.
That's great.
And so it was just kind of like, you know what? Like I'm going to pick red. Red's going to be my color. And it's been nice because, there can be different vibes of red, or there can be different like images within red, but having everything consistently red has really helped me build a brand. Like I have people nowadays, they'll like come up to me and they'll be like, have I seen this shirt before? I'm like, no, I'm just in red in every photo of me that you've ever seen.
It's great. It's so smart. It's great branding.
Thanks.
You feel powerful in it. So you do have feelings of power. How is your head and your heart? How are these things? And what do you have in place, if anything? Like, what do you do to maintain a sense of just, well-being for yourself?
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for doing this podcast and for asking. And today I'm doing well. I think honestly the last couple weeks I have been not doing well. I think it's funny because I'm on here being like, Nashville's all about community, but when I am in a more dysregulated state, i.e. I've been quite kind of depressed and anxious the last couple weeks, I really struggle with not playing the comparison game. And I'm so much more perceptive. Something that's like hard about this place is it's like everyone's a songwriter, everyone's a musician.
And everybody's good.
And everyone's good. And the ladder is here. People get on the escalator and succeed here. And so it feels like every week there's like a new person in my life that has some kind of like big news to share about their music career. And it's so exciting because it's like, wow, we all speak the same language.
Yeah.
But if I'm not really careful about my self-care, it's really easy to just be like, wow, everyone's more successful than me. Everyone's better than me. Like, why aren't I getting these opportunities? I can become super susceptible to that. I am in therapy, which I'm very thankful for. And I'm also, I'm in recovery. I do adult children of alcoholics. So I grew up in an alcoholic household. It's adjacent, it's in the 12-step universe. And that's been a very powerful program for me because it's like, music is like simultaneously my greatest passion, the thing I'm most curious about in the world, the pursuit that excites me the most. And if I'm not careful, I can lean too heavily on it to like, I can believe too much that like the quality or the value of my life is dependent on whether I am or am not successful in this thing. And that is too much pressure to put on a creative pursuit. So I really am trying so much to work on like, my life is valuable no matter what, nothing that I could do today would make my life more or less valuable. You know, like I'm really working on those things right now. Just that like sort of inherent unshakability, because the music industry is hard and there's ups and downs all the time, and it's constant rejection. It's like rejection. And if I'm too susceptible to that, it's easy to be like, this is hard and not going well, thus I am a failure.
Yeah.
And I have to really insulate myself against that.
Yeah.
So,
well, good for you for acknowledging it, knowing it. I don't know what's in the water or in the air, but the last couple of weeks have been really freaking hard for me too.
I feel like a lot of people, we're all like, wait, it's literally summer. Like we're literally eating fresh fruit and the flowers are blooming. Why are we so down?
Summertime blues, man.
Yeah, we got them.
I mean, a couple of friends have posted just kind of like, you know, in this space, but they've posted online to a lot of people about where their head and their heart is at. And it's in a dark place. So we're not alone. You're not alone.
Thanks. Yeah.
You know, and I appreciate you just being honest about all of this because it's important. Do you have anything in place? Like you do your morning pages?
I do my morning pages.
What are a couple things you have in place? Because I know that I have a tool belt that's valuable. I mean, really valuable.
Yeah.
And I lose my way because I don't reach for the tool, you know, to take care of myself sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm in the same space, which is thinking, well, you know, where do I fit into any of this? I've been doing this a very long time now, you know, in the arts and like, you know, compare and despair. Right.
Compare and despair.
Compare and despair. Yeah, that's Brene. That's a Brene Brownism, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh,
but
thank you, Brene. That's really true. Yeah, I do have a meditation practice that feels important for me. I can tell when I haven't meditated, the whole day shifts. My focus, my centeredness. So I meditate. I do my morning pages.
Yeah.
I try to do a lot of the stuff. Get my exercise, get my sleep. Like
it's funny you say it like, my stuff, but it's so important.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. But I also think, I mean, one thing I've been thinking about a lot recently when it comes to mental well-being and actually the comparison game and stuff like that. And it's something we talk a lot about in like the 12-step world. They talk a lot about service and like being there for other people. We live in such an individualistic time. We live in such a time where it's all about all eyes on me. And it's so easy for me. Sometimes even with these like journaling practices of just like sitting in my own echo chamber of like, I feel sad and anxious about this and this and this and this and this. Or like compare and despair. Like, oh, this person is like doing so well and why am I not doing well and whatever?
They're wearing red now? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
They're wearing red. Really?
A surefire way to get out of your head is to just go get on someone else's boat for a little bit. Like, it doesn't mean abandon yourself. It doesn't mean push away your feelings. But like being in service to somebody else can be an incredible way to like decenter yourself and also, like feel connected. Like for me, if I'm just like online and seeing people's success and comparing myself, an immediate way to like try to heal that for me is being like, okay, I'm feeling comparison and jealousy come up. I think this is just a sign that like I'm their biggest fan. Go to a show.
Right.
Go to their show.
Yes.
Because you're going to be like, oh, that was amazing. Talk to them afterwards. Ask to collaborate. Like those feelings of like, you have something that I don't is mostly just you being like, I love what you have. You're doing amazing. Like, let me get on board with it. And like transforming that jealousy into just like service and support.
Yeah.
Very healing.
Good for you.
So, I mean, I say all this stuff and I'm not great at it, but I know that that's one of the biggest tools is service.
You have a tool belt. Yeah, absolutely. Love, serve, and remember. You know, and that's huge.
Say more about remember.
Well, that's the part that I forget. I'm not kidding. Love, serve, and remember. It's a saying, and I think this was the Ram Dass. All of the spiritual teachers, it's be here now, love, serve, remember. But I think Ram Dass was talking a lot about this. The love I get, I need to love. Serve, just like you spoke of, which is it gets me out of me.
Yeah.
And then I serve somebody else and I just feel so much better. And it's not transactional that way. I just feel like I'm a human being in service to anybody else other than my own ego. The remember part, I often just forget. I think it's remember to love, to serve, and to remember. And then to remember that we're not alone.
Yeah. And
to remember what it feels like to be a human being and to remember what it feels like for somebody else in their human beingness. Empathy. You know,
Yes.
I just think it's the most important and wonderful thing. You wrote in Sun Safari, my chest is a gallery and it's growing in size. My heart's going to be so big when I die. What does that mean?
You know, I love that we brought up the morning pages. The first day I ever did morning pages, that was the last sentence I wrote. My heart's going to be so big when I die. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, the artist way works.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was, I think I was just feeling abundant love for the people in my life, for the opportunities, and it's almost that the pain of loving so much.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I even contain this? So that line was with me, but I wrote this song actually when I just moved to Nashville, the first line.
Yeah.
I keep meeting more and more people I love and I never run out. I moved here and it was immediately I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There's cool people here too. Cause I'm from Montana. I'd lived in British Columbia. I'd lived in California. I'd lived in Idaho. I'd lived in Spain. I'd had a couple different homes over the course of my adult life. And I was like, how does this keep happening? Where you pull up somewhere and there's amazing people there that you can love as well. I guess the purpose of this album overall and the reason why Sun Safari is the title track is I have these sort of raw songs like Future Tripping and I Really Hurt Myself that are damn, I suffer. I struggle. And this is back to the very first question you asked me. When I need hope, I lean on my community. I lean on people. And so when I suffer, I remember.
Works, doesn't it?
There's all these people that I love and that I am connected to and that will help me go on.
Yeah. You're a gem. Let me tell you. What's next? What's coming up? You told me a little something. Would you care to share it with the class?
Yeah. I have such an exciting project on the way. So Chris Diaz, who helped me make Sun Safari, is Brazilian and he lives in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And I'm going down in 2 weeks to record. Yeah. We are making a collaborative album. So it's not just an Ava Swan record. It's going to be Ava Swan and Chris Diaz. We're writing together. I'm in this big, every day I work on my Brazil songs and I learn my Portuguese and I listen to my Brazilian music and I'm a student right now. Yeah. I'm in full learning and creating mode. It's so fun. And we're going to go make some music. What I'm so excited about is I know that I have another Ava Swan record in a, sophomore album, Sun Safari's sequel, if you will.
Maybe. But
I don't necessarily it's not ready yet or I'm still figuring out how to do it. And I want to do it in a way that it's not just because I'm following the music industry rules, but it's because I'm creating it in a way that feels aligned for me. But I'm not totally there yet. So this Brazil project is just a pure curiosity, pure fun, pure let's go explore and make something because we have this wonderful collaborative vibe between us and let's see what happens.
You're going to Brazil to create music.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
That's just fabulous.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Sun Safari is amazing.
Thank you.
You are amazing.
You're amazing.
Thanks.
This has been awesome.
This has been, but we're not done yet. We have a little speed round of questions.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
What fascinates you, Ava Swan?
Ever?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
It's your question.
What fascinates me?
Or right now.
I'm fascinated by, first thing that comes to mind is the network of mushrooms that holds the entire world together.
Have you watched those wonderful documentaries?
Maybe.
There's a few of them out there, and about mushrooms and about how they are the great connector.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are they called? The mycorrhizal network?
I have a mushroom here,
Yeah.
which kids are always like, hey, man, I really like you. I'm like, I do too. This was my wife's father passed away before I met him. Joe Bop was a drummer in a band called Mushroom. And this was his. They opened up for Kiss back in the 70s and all. Yeah. So I wear this, but
That's
I do.
a very special object.
It is. Thank you. And I do believe mushrooms are the great connectors.
Yeah.
That's how the trees talk to each other.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, as it were. So that's what fascinates
That's
you?
that's one thing that fascinates me.
That's so cool. What angers you? What pisses you off, Ava Swan? I wouldn't want to make you angry. Wearing all that red.
Something that angers me is the way that billionaires are robbing the earth of its natural resources thoughtlessly and selfishly.
Yeah, enough said. Me too. Thanks.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, no kidding. What brings you joy? Let's turn that frown upside down.
Dancing.
Dancing?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Are you a dancer? I mean, you're a musical
In
theater
many
person.
ways,
Yeah.
in many ways, I'm a dancer. I just love to boogie, but I also partner dance. I do two-step. I do salsa.
Oh, I love salsa. See, on my resume, as a growing up as a theater person,
Yeah.
I don't dance. I didn't write that, but I said moves well.
Moves well.
Right? Moves well.
Has rhythm.
Has rhythm, moves well, and has a valid driver's license.
There you go.
That's what the resume used to look like. That's great. If you had a magic wand and you could fix anything, that's right. What would it be?
Oh.
Fix it or change it to your liking.
Yes. Okay. Let's do everyone has housing.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yep, that's it. We're all having a
We
place
all
to-
have roofs over our heads.
Yeah.
Nobody has to pay to live on Earth.
I like your style. Okay, the big heavy one. Toilet paper over the roll or under.
Over.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are a sane and a beautiful soul, Ava Swan. Thank you. Yeah, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, and it's crazy to me when people don't care.
I know. And you know something? I've actually have changed the toilet paper.
Yes, in other people's
in
houses.
other people's homes.
Same.
I do it. Yeah. I was interviewing Brett Ryan Stewart a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he told me that he was going to change it right back.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. It was
Because
great.
you went in and you were like, there's something off here.
Yeah, and I did it. And then when we talked about it, he was kind of like, wait, you did what? I mean, he wasn't upset with me, but he was like, I'm going to change that back. I'm like,
That's
oh, okay.
so funny.
Yeah, no, they're crazy people. They're maniacs.
Over the top.
They're not maniacs. I'm kidding. They might have a cat, and then I get it if you have a cat. Yeah. But we're not talking about having a cat.
We're not talking about we're
sanity.
talking about sanity.
That's right, sanity. Where do we find you, Ava Swan?
Okay.
Because you're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff coming up, I can tell.
Yes.
So how do we get in touch with Ava Swan?
Yes. My Instagram or all my handles are at Ava Swan Song. My website is avaswansong.com.
Perfect.
And on my website, you can also sign up for my mailing list. If you're like trying to take time off of social media
Yes.
and still want to keep updated on what's going on, I send emails sometimes.
That's great.
But I'm not like annoying about it. So
That's great. Please, come on. How could you be annoying? Sun Safari, your latest album, is phenomenal. Thank you so much. You bring us right in and you get right on our shoulders and you tell us literally, hey, I'm feeling this way. You're feeling this way. Together we can feel this way. You build community. You build trust. You build music. And you're a wonderful artist. I hope to see Ava Swan's Choir of Angels on a tour somewhere. And I can be like, wow, look at that Choir of Angels. You're amazing. Thank you for being on the Just Keep Talking podcast.
thank you for having me. This was the best.
Oh, right on. My name is Brother Love, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. It is always an honor and a pleasure to be able to share stories of creatives in our community. And I do believe everybody is a creative. Ava Swan, thank you once again.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Listen to everything. And by the way, folks, we're not alone out there. Use your freaking turn signal, okay? All right. Later.
You can personally support this show simply by clicking the tip link in the show notes. The Just Keep Talking podcast is now available on all podcast platforms. Please like, share, and subscribe. Visit our website at justkeeptalking.com, our YouTube channel at Just Keep Talking Podcast, and Instagram at The Just Keep Talking Podcast. We all just want to be seen, to be heard, and to belong. Thank you so much for supporting my mission and the Just Keep Talking Podcast with me, Brother Love, because your story matters.